Okay, first cast of the day, only cast of the day, probably. Yes, definitely the only cast of the day. And Enthos is, once again, pimping me out to people. Solaire Club, TangZangPang, last round of 16 matchup in the Gold Division Cycle 4. I'm so used to saying Cycle 3 now that it's hard to tell, but should be a good series. Two teams that look pretty evenly matched in my eyes. Got Enthos and Art of Pho joining me today. How you guys doing?
Art, I go first.
Yeah,
I'm okay.
just okay. That's it.
That's all I got. I'm
Yeah.
okay.
Enthos, you feeling better?
Nice. I'm feeling great.
Yeah.
I have work off tomorrow. I'm gonna look at some apartments, so I'm
Nice.
pretty excited.
Good stuff.
Well, stuff.
Start of this game, though. Two things I want to make mention of. Count Crapula is a new player for TZP. I think Count Lomain is new as well. I don't know if he was on TZP before.
Count's got to be subbing. Count plays for
No,
Shrek is Love.
he does not.
What?
He does not. Roster
What
changes,
happened?
man. They picked up Nox.
Ooh, and they
So-
kicked him out?
I don't think they. I'm not sure if they kicked him or if it was mutual. I don't know what the heck actually happened there. I guess we talk luck if we really wanted to, but yeah, it was basically Count left and they picked up Nox, who of course left not excellent, which is now Team Nice because Pew is also gone. So, bunch of roster changes for various Gold Division teams, and hey, Art can attest to that because you left Frog No Hippo and they're in silver now, but so are you. So, not that big a deal.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You don't?
I
Did they not tell you about this?
Uh-uh.
You're not on that team anymore.
No.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have been the one, I suppose. I don't know. Maybe they were waiting. But, you know, they
I thought
played...
the matches were just rescheduled.
Right. No, they played games last weekend. It's true.
You have Baby Beacon and who else on your team now?
I have no idea who they are, to be honest. I don't
Yes.
like anybody on my team.
Seriously?
But they give me gold coins.
Yeah.
I'm thinking those three should make a team, just 3v5 niggas. Left and
That's
right.
pretty much what I'm doing. I'm 1v5ing. I have like
Yeah.
600 GPM average. And I'm like,
Nice.
you know, that's 1v5ing, you know? That's how you do it.
I can relate. That was kind of like last night's game, Quincy, right?
Oh, yeah, you know, I watched one of those. I mean, your maze bane was obviously way worse than mine.
Uh-huh. My Dampier's unparalleled.
Yeah, I'm sure Narcy would have something to say to that.
Wait, no,
Narcy's Codex Dampier.
No. I've played HoN Tour with Narcy on my team before, and I showed them I'm on like 700 GPM or something, so he can attest to my damp skills.
I bet.
And I know that you can attest to my mage main skills.
I'm the best mage bane. Like, hands down. It doesn't even, you can't even compare.
We'll see.
You're like an
We will
ant
see.
compared to me. I mean,
If I'm an ant, then you're like a worker ant, and I'm the queen.
you're a queen ant.
That's the
Yeah.
the
Well,
one who
Enthos,
rules them all.
you just walked right into that one. You just called yourself a queen, man. Come on. Like,
Queen
Come on.
There's a difference here.
I don't think it matters. It's still pretty easy to kill those ants. Like, you're still just a tiny little bug.
No, because I got all the worker ants as my soldiers.
Who cares?
Nobody's
They're
not even
ants.
Are they,
even
like,
find me.
dangerous or something?
Hell yeah.
They're ants. What are they going to do?
They're gonna march. They're gonna march on
Right.
your ass.
Well,
And
I
they-
don't mean to, like, crush them with my feet.
You know what I'm
What?
gonna do? I'm just gonna get some ant spray.
There you go.
Just spray everything.
Okay, well, the queen ant stays way underground, just producing other ants, you know,
That's
so...
why you dump, like,
That's fine.
ant killer stuff underneath the ground, into the hole.
My
Yeah,
entire neighborhood that I'm living in right now is built on, like, a 1 square mile anthill, so good luck with that.
It'd still work. There's, like, poisons you can use that force the ants to, like, carry it back to the queen, and then it kills the queen.
No, you're not gonna poison the queen.
That sounds extremely unlikely that there's a poison like that.
No, like, the point is that it gets on the ants, but it doesn't kill them immediately, and so then they go back into the hive, and it, like, infects the rest of them. I'm pretty sure that's a thing.
You're not gonna sabotage my army, Quincy.
Well, you're an ant, so I think I could probably do that pretty easily.
You could just like get a gun and shoot your entire colony of ants.
I don't
too.
think that would work very well, actually.
That would not.
You know,
yourself-
it could work.
No.
We're
Quincy
Americans,
kills
okay?
himself.
Just keep firing
That's
bullets,
true.
and you'll eventually get rid of
If the
them.
problem isn't solved by guns, then we don't want to care. We don't care about the problem.
Exactly.
You'd kill yourself from shrapnel before you killed even like 10% of the ants. I don't care what kind of gun you have.
Well, it depends on how many guns you have and how many bullets.
Well, what if I just have a grenade? Like, what then?
Then you'll blow yourself up and you won't get
Put a
jacked.
grenade in the ant hole and run. There we go.
Yeah.
Problem solved.
I've never encountered that before, so we'll have to wait and see.
Are we watching a game or?
We
just
are.
talking?
No, we're discussing deep philosophical questions of
Yeah,
life.
about whether or not Anthos is.
I almost forgot we were actually watching a game, but I just heard like a ban.
Yes, they did ban people. Kraken, Parasite, first 2 bans. Legion side, Cthulhu, and Ophelia, the first bans. For the Hellborn side, Wretched Hag, Revenant, 2 bans for Legion, and Bubbles and Pebbles getting taken out as well. First 3 picks for Legion, Swiftblade, Tempest, Empath, so that's a really strong team. On the Legion side, Rhapsody, Magnus, and Doctor, another really strong team for the Hellborn side. Solaire, the 3rd ban for Legion, so that'll round out their thing. Both teams looking pretty awesome so far, I would say.
You said that pretty fast.
I did. It's also on people's screens, like you can read crap. I mean,
You'd
I
be a
guess.
great telemarketer, Quincy.
I don't think
Yeah.
I would.
That's what I was thinking.
I see telemarketing in your future.
I would basically call people and be like, hey, you want to buy this thing? They'd be like, no. I'd be like, alright, hang up.
No, it's all about the rebuttals. Well, we're actually offering a discount on this vacuum cleaner right now. Now, what this vacuum
No.
cleaner can do...
No, I wouldn't do that.
Gauntlet.
Like, oh, you
See,
don't want
you
to buy it?
say
That
that,
sucks.
and then it's like not actually a discount. You just say the actual price.
Right.
It's
And you
useless.
act like it's 20% more expensive than it actually is. Because
Yeah.
then you can mark it down by 20%. And
It's perfect.
Is this
cheap
2012?
tricks.
The
Apparently.
Keeper and Tempest combo?
Yeah, we've been seeing that a lot more lately. And it's been mildly effective, I guess. Hoping not as
Mildly
as it
effective means
should
bad.
be.
Predator.
Well, I mean, I feel like it should be doing better than it is. I don't think it's bad necessarily. It's just like before it was completely dominant to the point that if you got Tempest and Keeper on the same team, it was like auto wins, and now it's just okay. So
Right.
it feels like it's gotten worse. People have basically figured out how to counter it or something like that. I don't know. Deadwood being soft pick here by Hellborn side. I suspect that's not going to be a pick.
I like the
That's-
Prisoner pickup. They needed some AoE presence
Yeah.
to follow up Tempest and Keeper ulti. I think Prisoner was a solid pick.
And they can initiate with that too. If they get
Yeah.
multiple people to hook right into a Root and or Tempest ultimate.
Mm-hmm.
So, Legion side's pretty unbalanced here. Strong push presence, excellent team fights. Their gank's a little lacking, but that's fine because they're just going to group up and push anyway. They don't really want to pick people off. Hellborn do want to pick people off with the Gauntlet and Magnus, in particular Doctor Repulsor, of course, more ganking-oriented carry as well. So, they're
Their burst damage is a little bit lacking.
yeah,
I
it
mean,
is.
They're going to counter that Doctor Repulsor pretty well, but I don't know. Yeah, they have a lot of counters to DR. Tempest, Keeper, the Prisoner,
Yep.
Chain. It's nice.
I don't really like the Gemini pick at all, actually. And Noob McNoob is on the Doctor Repulsor, which means it's going to be a jungling Doctor.
I like it.
I don't.
I don't.
I really don't. This is a greedy lineup.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
yeah.
thing you want to do versus like a pushing team fight lineup like Legion is to establish an early lead, so that way you don't get ridiculously behind after they push their towers. But with this draft, they're saying that they want to try and out-farm them while they're pushing every single tower, which just isn't going to happen.
Yep. I don't know, man. Like, I don't think you can really have Gemini and Doctor in the same team. They both need way too much farm. And then you stick a Magnus and a Gauntlet on top of that, and it's like, this is not going to go well for Solaire Club, I feel like. I don't know. I mean, if they win their lanes super hard, it's going to be really difficult for Legion to push, but their lanes aren't great. Doctor's not going to have the best time in the jungle, and Gemini is going to be okay, I guess, with Rhapsody.
Well, Doctor's more reliant on spawns
Yeah.
more than anything. So, If he does get good spawns, he'll be farming as fast as Tempest.
He went bottle first.
Yep. Just gotta hope for luck.
I don't know, man. Suicide Keeper here, no surprise there. Tempest is going to be in the woods, presumably Empath and Swifty in the bot lane, and Prisoner mid. And you take a look at that and you compare it to the Hellborn side, so we're going to see the Suicide Magmas pretty definitely. Gauntlet mid, probably solo, and Gemini Rhapsody top. I mean, how many of those lanes is Hellborn going to win? They're going to lose Suicide probably very, very hard. And I wouldn't be surprised if they lost mid as well. Gauntlet Prisoner should be relatively even, I guess. And top lane, they should win that, but it's not like Keeper will get completely shut out.
Yeah, I feel like mid Gauntlet's going to win like 1v1, but if Tempest can make any sort of impact on this middle lane, he'll win the lane for Prisoner, and he'll just snowball out of control. So Tempest just needs to be a little active, and Doctor really can't do that. Unless he gets a good rune.
Yeah, if DR gets an invis or a haste, there's definitely a chance to secure a kill, but apart from that, I don't see Gauntlet killing Prisoner whatsoever. At least not until level 6.
Even then, I think Prisoner just might be too tanky for it. Unless he gets harassed down significantly and sits in the lane at like half to 75% of his health.
I don't know, Gauntlet and DR have quite a bit of burst damage. Yeah.
Like, the coordination from Hellborn's going to have to be really, really good in order for them to pull that off.
Yeah.
I am not optimistic. Bot lane, though, actually, Magmas is not really getting forced out as much as I thought he would be early on. Does have a ward of sight to spot the Empath coming over, but I would have liked to see a little bit more initial harass. Essence Link will go down here, so Magmas can take a crap ton of damage from that. He does have a good amount of regen with 5 runes and a health bot being used. But now the problem is going to be trying to lane against Empath, who has an Essence Link, and will have Wall pretty soon, while Swiftblade just free farms. So, I don't know, like, would you have sent the dual lane aggro here and tried to solo top Mag against Keeper? I feel like that would have actually worked out really well. With the volcanic touch.
I don't think so, because Swiftblade Empath is just a really strong lane. I don't think a Gemini Rhapsody is gonna win that. Even if you send like Gauntlet Rhapsody down there, that's like hindering Gauntlet's farm more than it's gonna stop Swiftblade. And Swiftblade's gonna get gold regardless, even after this lane phase. Even if they lose the spot lane like extremely hard, they're just gonna push towers and Swiftblade's gonna recover.
Lane. Yep, so they do manage to kill the Prisoner as a hasted Doctor comes in. And obviously helping out. The burst a little bit too much for Yellow Train. It's a good start for the Hellborn side, and that's what they need to have happen at this point. Any way they can slow down the push is obviously going to be really critical. Gemini's taking a pretty good amount of damage in the top lane. And Keeper going to start pounding in the auto attacks. Word of Rev goes down, and he could be in some trouble here as there goes the Rhapsody Staccato. Has the dance floor as well. I'm kind of surprised he's not using it.
The hell?
Yeah, that was a terrible play.
Did he just think he could kill him?
I don't know what he thought, but he ate a tree which broke his invis, and then they're just like, okay, thanks.
What the hell?
Like, he just lost like a ridiculous amount of XP. Okay, he got the TP in, but that would have been disastrous.
I mean, it was still a really awful play.
Why did he cut the tree? It makes no sense.
He ate it.
Yeah.
No, he cut it with like a logger's edge.
Yeah, I thought he ate it.
No.
Why does he have a logger's
Either way.
edge?
I don't know.
Either way, you're level 3 Keeper at 80 HP. I don't really know what you're planning to do.
Yeah, I mean, he hits for like 60 damage. It's not like he... Anyways, it doesn't matter. He fed. It's fine.
Well, Catlaman can't really figure out what he's trying to do there, but it certainly did not work out. In the meantime,
The ward-
he is...
the Ward Magma's place just got countered, too.
I saw that. And he's going to get some farm here as Gemini backed off. Got some regen, so Up to 170 gold per minute on the keeper and is currently level 5, so not doing badly on levels at all, despite the death. And Canadorf at 300 gold per minute actually isn't having complete free farm either, so not that big a deal. Meanwhile, bottom lane Swiftblade is pretty much having complete free farm. He's got 370 GPM. Currently sitting, what, 31 and 9? It's got to be close to perfect CS. Might have missed one or two here or there.
Close, if not perfect. It's hard to say.
I can never remember exactly what the numbers are.
Right, 430, 380. That's gotta be just missing. Yeah, as you said, one or two at the most.
Missed another one. Swiftblade, what a noob. Anyway, top lane, keep the forest again next to a Rev Ward, and gonna die. And he should know that Rev Ward was there because it was placed by Rhapsody right in front of his face, and then Rhapsody started attacking him while he was invis with the Rev Ward down, so that's confusing. Meanwhile, middle lane Prisoner Knight is gonna die as Magwis comes in, so good gank there, using the Gauntlet Blast to get their kill. So 4-0 advantage for the guys on Solaire Club, which again is going to be pretty critical in this game because they want to get an early lead to not allow the push to start to snowball and kill them a whole bunch. And, I mean, at this point, it's basically just Swiftblade. I mean, even Tempest in the Woods is not farming all that well, 240 gold per minute on him. For that's a Doctor, who's at 360 GPM. So, this Jungle Doctor is working.
Yeah, he's getting kills left and right. It's really good.
Yeah.
Because, even with, like, mediocre spawns, he's getting these kills, which really enhances his farm. But he did get his W, so I guess that's why he's being more active. Normally when you jungle Doctor, you skip the... But, yeah.
He actually leads his team in CS as well, and has the second highest CS score in the game. He's third in GPM thanks to only one 0-1, but and
Gauntlet's gonna try to go on mid.
Yeah.
DR's waiting.
Gauntlet Blast is available. And here comes Doctor. Hook actually not going to hit, so that was not super well coordinated. Also, there's some overlapping stuns, and they will get the counter kill on the Doctor, but he does die, so...
Oh man, I can't believe he got hit by that hook.
It was not super pretty. Opposite charges used at the same time as the Gauntlet Blast, which meant that the lockdown wasn't great. And obviously missing the hook.
The Legion have destroyed a Hellborn
Probably
tower.
contributed to Doctor's death. It's not really what you want, but... I think Legion will take that trade, actually.
Looks like Swift's going for a first item Abyssal Skull, and he's at 430 GPM now, which is almost 50 above Gauntlet, highest farmer on
he's gonna get jumped.
Club.
We'll see if there's enough damage actually here to kill him. He will spin away. Doctor looking for something else. Will he get there? One more auto attack is gonna do it. Yeah, it will. So, Noob McNoob.
Nice.
Realizing that he's got some good stuff going on there.
DR is such a good hero.
Yeah.
Such a good hero.
Very, very problematic to deal with.
Right.
Something here.
Looks like Tempest is going by in mid to set up a hole.
Yeah. And they're going to find Doctor with Empath. Wall goes through there, but he'll just jump straight over it. And now Gauntlet can be in a lot of trouble. All sorts of stuff going off. I think the hook actually did hit, and Prisoner ult used as well, which is probably not necessary, but they do end up getting the kill, so not that big a deal. And here comes the push. So Legion side realizing they didn't do super well in lanes. They're actually not down in any gold, just experience.
Yeah, and not by much either.
So despite not having the greatest landing phase on Legion side, they're actually not down too far in resources. And the Swiftblade in bottom with really, really good farm, obviously helping that out a lot.
And he just brought his farm back up with that tower kill. Back to 430.
25 gold per minute.
They're gonna keep going.
Yeah, why not? Hellborn do not seem particularly interested in defending this.
I mean, the only thing I don't like about this is that Keeper decided to max his Q over his W, so these towers aren't dying as fast as they should, but I guess the armor is better in this end. Or in this case. Especially versus the Gemini.
Yeah. And clearly they're still accomplishing their objective. I mean, they're still pushing very, very well, so in the end, not that big a deal.
The Hellborn have destroyed a Legion
Top
tower.
tower's gonna go down.
Yep. So Hellborn do get one counter push there, which is good for them, and it looks like Legion are actually going to split up, which doesn't make too much sense to me. And I mean, they can clean up pretty much all the towers, I think, at this point. They've got ultimates on everybody, and they killed a couple of towers in the middle lane really, really quickly.
They don't want to take that top tower because that would allow Gemini to just free farm the lane, and right now they have the lane advantage. Keeper's just gonna get some gold, so I agree with that decision.
Swiftly gonna head back bottom, and Tempest gonna go back to his own woods. 10-minute rune would spawn here in about 20 seconds, and they're already looking to control it. And top lane, actually, Keeper the Forest gonna get dusted out. Has the staccatos on him as well. They're trying to finish him off. Gemini Sun will connect. A little more damage gonna be necessary. Keeper Invis goes down once again. He actually gonna walk out of the trees, hoping to live here. Has no. Yep. Gemini, they're gonna finish him off, and actually Rap's gonna take the tower aggro, so Gemini should be okay here. The question is, will Rap die? No. 6 health. Middle lane, meanwhile, Justman on the gauntlet dies once again as they manage to catch him out. So the dive from Hellborn past the tier 2 tower, just barely not getting punished, and I'm shocked we saw no teleports.
I'm shocked that Keeper keeps making misplays like this. He could have stayed in Viz. I don't know what he was thinking. He was safe, like he was 100% safe. Instead he risks it by getting the health potion.
Cat Lamaine having an interesting game so far, and Lava Surge stun is going to go through on a Tempest. They're going to try to lock him down before he can ult, but he's going to get the ultimate off. Will be pretty much immediately canceled, though. Shackle going on to one of the Gemini dogs. Meanwhile, Dr. Pulse are looking to finish off Empath. She's going to die, so ends up being 2 for nothing in exchange for the tower kill. And Rhapsody stacking Ancients? Yes. So we'll have triple Ancients here as well. Gold lead is in favor of the Legion side, but just barely. And experience is well in favor of Hellborn, of course, as the push tends to prevent teams from getting levels. And they're all grouped up. But TZP's push strat not going all that well.
Yeah.
I'm back.
You're back? Oh, you were gone?
I was gone. Apparently, this Keeper just YOLO rooted that Rhapsody.
Oh yeah, there's stuff going on here. While I'm not paying attention, Rhapsody gonna die here, but they will manage to kill Cat Lamaine as well. Prisoner Ultimate will connect on the Gauntlet, not onto the Gemini though. Will they kill the Gemini? Yes, they will. Off to the side here, they will also pick off Gauntlet. Now Magma's gonna be in some trouble. Lava Surges away, does hit Swiftblade with the stun, and he might be okay. Word of sight from Mex on the Empath is going to go down here, so they're going to try to pick him off. Prisoner Hook, not going to connect. Nice sidestep, and Lava Surge forward. It looks like he will be just fine. And that'll be the end of that. Swiftblade spinning on some creeps, get some free CS, now running away, but here comes Doctor, actually. And Swifty is in a bit of trouble. Has Swift Slashes available, but and he's going to have to use them here. Thank you, there it is. But will they kill the Doctor? Looks like they very well could. Tempest stun actually wears off.
Oh, man.
But yeah, this is bad. And now he's just going to leave. So, how crappy they're not playing that the greatest, but I guess they didn't have too much choice once he committed himself to try to kill that creep wave.
When you're playing a hard carry like Swiftblade and you're doing as well as Count Crapula was a minute ago, like when you're pretty much the one and only hope for your team, you can't be taking risky moves like that. Staying behind just to get a few more CS in exchange for the possibility of a death, never worth it.
Yeah. And top lane, Doctor looking for something here. Dust goes out. I think they did catch Keeper with it, so he's going to be in some trouble. Empath was also invis, and the wall will be there, but it's not going to be too much. Hooked back onto Gemini, but there goes good Gauntlet with his own hook, and now Prisoner's going to be in a lot of trouble. Trying to save the Empath, does do so, but ends up costing him his own life. Empath inside of Swiftblade now with Tempest here. No Tempest Hole is available, so looks like they'll just back it off. And Hellborn now are going to start to go in with their own push, so yeah, this ain't great.
It looks like they're set up. I mean, Empath is inside Swiftblade already. He's about to pop out. I don't know why he ulted so early, but they are there.
Tempest hold back up in a few seconds. And they might be just trying to bait this, or maybe not. Anyway, 13-6 hero kill advantage for the Hellborn side. They're slightly ahead in gold and significantly ahead in experience, despite the fact that the Legion have taken 4 towers and they've taken none. So, this is not what you're looking for when you run the push.
And Prisoner's going mid for some reason. I mean, TangZangPang's draft is centered all around the mid-game team fights. They need to be capitalizing on that because they're definitely going to lose late game. So, Prisoner should be top with them. I don't really know what he's doing mid.
And, I mean, I'm not sure if I'd say they definitely lose the late game. The Hellborn side have harder carries, but the lockdown is well in favor of Legion, and there is still a Swiftblade. Prisoner, meanwhile, going to get jumped by Doctor. Puts the shackle down, but it's not going to be nearly enough, and he will fall. I mean, if they can manage to catch the Doctor and or the Gemini, you know, they got 2 or 3 man Roots, 2 or 3 man Tempest Holes, Swiftblade's going to go crazy in these team fights.
Even then, I just don't think, like, almost all of their damage comes from that Swiftblade. The Prisoner hook and his ult definitely help, don't get me wrong, but their damage output just is not very strong.
Yeah.
At all. So, I mean, looking at the Hellborn's draft, they're nothing but damage apart from Rhapsody, Magnus, DR, Gemini, Gauntlet. They're going to be able to burst these Legion heroes down very quickly, especially late game, when that DR and Gemini are super built.
It's true. And the tanky presence on Legion isn't that good. Keeper, of course, difficult to kill. Prisoner is somewhat hard to kill, but Swiftblade, when the physical damage comes through, even if he's spinning, he can die relatively quickly.
I mean, not to mention that almost all the heroes in the Hellborn are really good at either dodging the ults from the Legion team or canceling them. I mean, Gemini stun, DR, ulti, Magnus stun, Gauntlet hook, all of the above.
Yep. Gemini can split out of Keeper root, for example. So, gonna be difficult to lock them down. Meanwhile, Gauntlet gonna jump on top of Swiftblade, but he popped the spin at a really, really opportune time. I'm not sure if that was intentional or not. Swift Slash is going down there, will finish off Gemini. So, a gank unsuccessful. They do draw 2 teleports as well.
You mean Gauntlet?
No goodies for you.
What did I say?
Gemini.
Yes. I said Gemini. That was not
It's all
right.
good. Tempest pushing top tower, but a port coming in.
Yeah. Magnus should be able to defend this pretty easily. Glacial Blast's going down there, so he'll take some stun damage, but Elemental's going to die to the tower here. Volcanic Touch will help stop the push.
I really feel like this Legion team has just been lost this mid, like, ending laning phase into the mid game. They've really just been getting picked off solo, and I don't think they understand that they can literally just run down towers right now.
Yep. I mean, I don't get why these top 2 towers are still up, especially the tier 1. I mean, they just basically decided, you know, we didn't absolutely roll over these guys at 12 minutes into the game, so now we're going to spend the next 10 farming so that we're not so far behind, but they're getting further behind because they're farming.
Right. They shouldn't be, you know, splitting up and trying to get farm right now. They should be taking those towers, forcing the Hellborn team to kind of turtle in a way, so they can force a team fight near the Hellborn base and get a quick rack so they do win a team fight. That needs to be their strategy.
Shackle there going to stop Magnus. He'll get pulled back in as well. Glacial Blaster there, and he's going to die despite the use of the Steam Bath. We'll see, though, if they can get a counter here. I think it's double damage on Repulsor. Yeah, it is. And Tempest Hole will lock down the Gauntlet right here. Will be pretty easy. Root also coming on to Dr. Repulsor. He's going to be able to get away, though, as the Keeper not super successful in being able to kill the Dr. Repulsor. 2-man Lava Surge, Magnus buys back, comes back into the game, and Gemini going to split up right on top of Tempest, who's going to die pretty quickly, but of course already uses ult, not that big a deal. Party time from Rhapsody going to save some damage, but not that much. Eruption getting channeled, won't be stopped, and a ton of damage onto everybody. They kill both Swiftblade and Keeper, not Keeper, Prisoner. Yeah, and they also do finally finish off Empath as well. Keeper going to run off to the side here, and he will be okay. Whose speakers are on, you bastards?
Those.
Oh, it's always you.
I'm using a headset. What are you talking about?
I can hear.
It's not me. Yeah, I can hear it.
I can hear your game somehow. So,
Legion have destroyed a
Keeper will take the tower up
tower.
top and TP away. Should be alright. Yeah. Put a word of rev down just in case. Not gonna happen though. So they do counter push the top tier 1 finally. Meantime though, Hellborn managed to take a tier 1 in the top lane as well. another one fight for the Hellborn, and Magnus with the buyback, very useful. So we'll see if that matters at all if this game does go late. But I don't know. The Hellborn seem to be entirely doing the correct thing here. They're just like, let's stop them where we can and take team fights that make sense. And they're really slowing this push down. I mean, 19 minutes in, I figured all towers would be dead at this point. 20-25 minute mark, you'd think. Oh, easy tower push. They should be pushing high ground by now, pressuring base, stuff like that, keeping the opposing team locked into their base so that they don't do anything. Meanwhile, Doctor's going to jump on top of 2 here, just pushing around everywhere, and Tempest's going to be in a lot of trouble as he gets stunned all the route out, and the route goes down. Dr. Pulse going to be able to run away, though, not that big a deal, and he's going to be in some trouble, actually, Keeper is, as he's trying to run away. Regen rune on Doctor, as Switchblade's trying to do something, but it's not working all that well. Finally, regen rune from Doctor can be cancelled. Looks like they may be able to finish off the Keeper. They do, in fact, do so, and Ultimate not doing that much in the background. Prisoner trying to run away. He will be in a lot of trouble, and he's going to die here as well. So what, a 3 for nothing? Yep. 3 for nothing. Not great.
Yeah, I mean, really just the problem with this draft in general on the Legion team is that they're not running down towers, and at this point, like, Prisoner isn't tanky enough for them to take team fights. Because with the draft they have now, they have a Keeper Root and they have a Tempest Hole. And they have one hero. Like the support can't tank anything. There's only like 4 targets for this Hellborn team to kill. And Keeper and Tempest, once they ult, or once they pick them off, it's really just like a very non-tanky Prisoner. And 2 useless heroes because they already ultied or they got caught out, and then a Swiftblade. And Swiftblade's really squishy right now, so I mean it's not that hard for Doctor, Magnus, Gemini, Gauntlet, etc. to just pick off this Legion team after they get that first kill.
Right.
And I think that's the problem with this draft right now. They're not playing it right. They're not tanking up so that way the Swiftblade can just mow down everyone. I mean, like Prisoner shouldn't have bought that PK.
You look at the Legion team, for some reason nobody has played Degrees. Like,
yeah, I mean, they have a Sackstone.
Okay, that's fine. That's true, yeah, Keeper, they do that. But it's weird, because you'd think they should have a gold advantage right now, and the fact that they should be down on experience, they should be well up on gold. The problem is they just didn't push. And being so ulti-reliant wouldn't have been that big of a problem if they were up in items, but they're not, because they didn't push. Which makes no sense. They bought it. They got a push lineup and they didn't push.
Yeah, I think I would have liked it better if, like, just the way they itemized. I don't know. I feel like Keeper should have gotten the Mac. Tempest should have gotten, like, Plated Greaves and a Tablet, but they're going on Keeper.
Yeah, Doctor made a lot of trouble here. Actually tries to get hooked back, but the eruption coming onto a whole bunch. Swiftblade having to swim up means he mitigates that damage. Prisoner and a Tempest ultimate going to combine. Will get a couple of counter kills, but Doctor going to come in with a buyback. Keeper going to be in a lot of trouble. He's going to die. Here comes Gemini onto Swiftblade. Swiftblade in a lot of trouble. Empath inside, of course. She's going to pop out once he dies, and Empath trying to run away. That's not going to happen. Off to the back. Quad kill for Dr. Repulsor as he picks up the Tempest. So another buyback used. In fact, 2, as Magnus bought back as well. But ends up being a genocide in favor of 3 hero kills for the Legion team, as well as a couple of buybacks. Which I would say is okay, except the problem is the Hellborn can now counter push, and their ultimates are down, which means it's going to be really difficult for the Legion to stop this. In fact, it might be impossible for the Legion to stop this. And this, I mean, this is going to be a tier 3.
Legion tower.
It might also be Rax.
No, it really just depends if Hellborn's confident, which they should be.
They should be.
They can take this fight.
Comes back, will connect onto Gauntlet. Wall going to be out there as well. He's actually just going to bring Keeper into the fight, and he might in fact survive this, while Keeper does not. Gauntlet now going to be in some trouble. Tempest peeking forward, looking, not peeking, he TP'd in. I thought he was PK for some reason. So they will defend the racks here. And Hellborn back off smartly there, I think. If they had continued to try to take that, it probably wouldn't have ended very well, especially with Gauntlet being so low. But I mean, they got the tier 3. Hellborn or Legion are on the back foot, absolutely. And they're down pretty significantly in both Golden Experience. At this point...
Yeah. Well said, Quincy. Nice.
At this point, can the Legion even group up anymore? Like, what do they do? I don't know.
I mean, pretty much right now, they just have to stall for late game and hope they're locked down with Tempest and Keepers enough. Like, that's really all they can do at this point. They pretty much threw the game by, like, not pushing and just itemizing wrong. Like, if Tempest had a tablet, so that way he could have canceled, like, a Rhapsody ult earlier. Because there were some really big Rhapsody ults in the mid-game fights.
Yeah.
I feel like that would have at least secured a few fights, and then Keeper would have had the Astrolabe. So he'd actually have a useful item instead of, you know, investing like a ridiculous amount of gold on that Shield of the 5 item.
Right.
You could have just gotten, like, you know, the Plated Greaves on Tempest. It would have been way better.
And, I mean, he spent 500 gold on a Ring of the Teacher as well, despite the fact that there's an Abyssal Skull on Swiftblade, so I kind of hope that's on a Gnomes, because it seems like it wouldn't be very useful. But right now, I don't think those auras stack, do they?
For the mana regen. It's really just for the mana regen, so you can W a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, the auras don't stack, though, with the Abyssal Skull.
Yeah.
So,
which is a problem.
It's a useless item when it comes to the team fight. Which is what they should have been doing, is grouping up and pushing. It's basically 500 wasted gold. And Kongor looks like it's going to be the focus now for Hellborn. As Gauntlet and Feeble, of course, helping out a lot with that. Keeper Dogs will be running over and spot this out. Word of Rev helping counter a Word of Sight that was placed down by the Legion team. Legion do have their ultimates, but no portal key means, except for the one on Prisoner, I guess, means it's difficult to initiate somewhat. And yeah, Prisoner to jump in there, put the Shackle on the Doctor. Nope, he puts it on Gemini. And the Gauntlet Blast on the background onto Swiftblade's the ultimate from Swifty. Gonna do no damage as Gemini splits up and the Rhapsody ultimate in the background. There goes the Eruption onto several. Immediate death on Prisoner before he can do much of anything. Tempest ultimate immediately canceled. Keeper the Forest Root locking people down, but it's really not doing anything much at all. Army of Bums on the Magmas finally dying as well. Off to the side here, it looks like they will be able to pick off Keeper. Bound Eye helping with that. And Swiftblade trying to run away from both Gemini and Dr. Repulsor. Doctor is out of mana, so that's going to be hard. And Swiftblade looks like he might be fast enough to jump that. Now Empath popping out, though, and that's going to be her death. So ends up being a 4 for 1 in the end. Swiftblade, yeah, okay, fine.
Oh, Jesus Christ, this Doctor has 23 icon charges.
Yep.
I think Swiftblade just trolled his Empath. He could have gotten away and the Empath could have survived, but he kind of like looped back around in front of the heroes, almost as if he wanted Empath to die.
Has been destroyed.
Definitely didn't go very well. And they'll finish off mid-racks and then go back to Kongor, pick up a token, presumably for Mr. Repulsor. I would assume.
Yeah, this game's over.
Makes the most sense.
Yeah,
but yes.
I feel like this item build just wasn't enough. Like when you draft this lineup, you're really investing like all your damage into your one core. And right now he doesn't really have all that much damage, and he does not have all that much HP either. It's kind of just like in between. And the rest of his team didn't get tanky fast enough, so really they just picked fights when they shouldn't have. That's the problem.
Yeah. It feels like they didn't execute properly, and they also didn't communicate very well. I mean, some of the item choices don't make a ton of sense. I'd rather see a Portal Key on Keeper. I don't understand why he has the Ring of the Teacher. I don't understand why he has the Sackstone. I'd rather see Greaves on Tempest. He doesn't need Steam Boots. And Keeper does have PK now, but he would have had it much, much earlier if he hadn't wasted a whole bunch of gold on 2 items that aren't really doing much for him. Jump here onto Swiftblade. He's got some support, but the hook not going to connect, and the Eruption there will help finish him off. So, Count Grappling going to be picked off by 2 heroes right there. And a major cooldown used, but again, a really important kill onto, as we've said before, basically the only source of damage in the Legion team.
Was Glacius banned out?
Don't remember. I don't think so.
Glacis would have been a much stronger pick for this Legion team.
It's probably true.
That ult would provide a lot of much needed damage for them, along with those ultimates.
The
And the
Hellborn
mana.
destroyed a Legion tower.
Of course. Very helpful.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this Hellborn team just really counters the Legion team, like the ganks, and also the fact that Gauntlet can cancel a Tempest ult at any time, even if he is rooted,
Destroyed
is
a
really
Legion
good.
tower.
Yeah.
But
And
that's
so, I mean, Tempest's decision to go for a shrunken head, odd. Just feels weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, Cupid Force can jump here with his portal key, roots everybody. Domestic doesn't actually do that much. Tempest getting locked down in the background, has no ultimate anyway. Meanwhile, Prisoner's taking a crap ton of damage. He'll fall first, and Keeper looks like he'll be next. No, Tempest ultimate locked people down, but again, literally no damage follow-up because Swiftblade is dead. So there goes Keeper, there goes Tempest, there goes Empath. Now,
He bought back
Swiftblade
there,
is
too.
coming back in, but he's dead. So,
Hellborn
game one. Gonna go to Solaire Club as they manage to absolutely crush the Keeper Tempest strat. And essentially, Legion side didn't look very good that game. So, we'll see what they bring in game two. But final thoughts there, Anthos?
TangZangPang was lacking strategy. But when you make a lot of teams don't do this. When you have a draft and a team comp that centers around something, you need to have a strategy going into the game. Like, okay, we need to get every tower, or try to get every tower by this point, try to push their base, do that to that hero, whatever. It just seems like they were so scattered with no communication and no strategy whatsoever. They kind of just hoped that that draft would magically win them the game.
Yep. You can't just pick the good heroes, you actually have to play them. It's
Yeah.
a little known fact, but it's true. Art, you got anything else to say?
No. You guys pretty much went over everything.
Fair enough. And that'll do it here for game number one as Solaire Club takes it, and we'll move on to game two in just a moment.